All right, also, God Toppo is officially released here for Gekishin Squadra, and I think they did a good job with this week's release, as we were a little scared that they were only going to drop God Toppo and his emotes, but they actually have a couple of fixes and patch notes released for characters that are existing in game. It's very, very exciting here. Again, just to briefly break down God Toppo here, he's a damage character. They are dropping emotes right now. So there's a new God Toppo legendary start emotes. The Gamma start emo is out. And then there's a team finisher effect for dual kick, which is for tank characters. We also have God Toppo's epic emotes for his start, victory, and MVP. Then the same thing for just the rare emotes of start, victory, and MVP. Really, really cool. We'll definitely take this right here, and we'll take a look at the banner later. But I think some really big changes were made here. Now, I guess the drops for these emotes may be coinciding with buffs or nerfs that they're giving characters, any adjustments, because we have the tank team finisher effect here and the Gamma's legendary intro. It seems to me that they're kind of pairing these two, because we have the Gammas getting a buff, crazy gigantic buffs for Gamma. Look at all this stacks, man. Then we have Zamasu, who's also getting a buff as well. We'll kind of maybe just go fully in depth in separate videos for them, but we take a look at Zamasu's body regeneration. Zamasu has increased regeneration gauge duration from a max of 15 to 20 seconds. This means that his gauge, where he's passively healing, will last longer and he'll heal more over time. We'll see how beneficial that is. I think a 5-second increase of healing is pretty good in my opinion. And again, I think that'll definitely help him out in terms of stalling fights and healing and things like that. So I'm actually really excited to see how much of an effect this could have. I don't think it's like, oh my goodness, Samasu's crazy mega cracked now, but I think this really could help him out in terms of kind of helping his allies out. I do think that he should get more buffs than this for sure, but this is a step in the right direction. Again, we could take a look, just a quick look here at Zamasu, just at his passive skill here. But again, that gauge right there does go down when you're not at full HP. And if the gauge is above a certain percentage, it will be fully consumed to heal as well, right? So that is going to be the same, but the actual time that the gauge will kind of last, I believe, is 15 seconds when it's maxed out essentially. Or so that should be really, really nice for us, honestly. I think that's a pretty good buff for Zamasu right there. The Gammas, man, crazy buffs. We see Gamma 1 and Gamma 2's base HP did change. It looks like Gamma's 2 HP did go down, but Gamma's 1 HP went up. So this is interesting. I'm not really like a Gamma's player. I guess we could take a look there, but man, I'm not really 100% sure about the Gamma's HP getting adjusted, like lower, like kind of trading it off. Especially since Gamma 1 already did have a lot of HP, but I guess we'll see what Gamma 2 is able to do, kind of to trade that off, right? We'll see what exactly happens there. It looks like Gamma 2 rush attack is increased from 45 to 50. Just a slight little buff right there. We'll definitely take that. We take a look here. Gamma 1 strike. So the strike damage is increased by quite a large amount. About 200 roughly. Like, again, the further it is, the further it increases. So it looks like what, 160 damage extra on level 1 to 200 extra damage level 2, and then it looks like that is 240 extra damage on level 3 for your Gamma 1 strike. And then the explosion damage range does also increase by about 200 per level. Again, it also scales up, but roughly, like, you know, an average 200, right? The stun duration from activation to dash start is 17 to 13 frames, but the extended time from third strike hit to explosion is 5 to 15 frames. Okay. So the activation to the dash start is a lot quicker though. I think that's what they needed, honestly. The stun duration before non-movement actions after third strike ends 9 to 18 frames. So extended stun duration before non-movement actions. Reduce stun duration before movement as possible after strike ends. Yeah. This is good though. Like after the third strike ends, the stun duration is from 45 to 26. I believe that's before he's able to move again, as it sits right here, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, I probably like a duh, but you guys kind of see the point here. That's really good. It's basically nearly half a hit. It looks like that's really, really good. Distance moved away from the enemy after third strike ends is 1.15 to 0.5. So you're able to so close into the enemy from there after the third strike ends, which is really nice. We'll probably take a look into the skill specifically there. So Gamma Impact, cooldown time reduced from 7 to 5 seconds. We'll definitely take that. Damage so is reduced. Okay. Extended extra HP duration is 3 to 5 seconds. Oh, I see. So they gave him extra HP with skill 2, which is why they decrease his HP here. It might be an overall buff. 5 to basically. Okay, I see. It scales better. So it's 10% skill 1, 15% skill level 2, whilst before it was 5 and 10. Okay. Reduce stun duration before action resumption 24 to 20 F. Movement only is 30 to 26 F, which are frames, right? Then Gekishin rules, God of Destruction, forced movement by God of Destruction now ignores immunity type status, no obstruction immune to all. So, funny enough, before you could use Cooler and go into towers, before you could use Oob and go into towers, now you can't do that anymore. They actually did adjust that. We could actually take a look here. So Oob was able to attack God of Destruction even without Xenos by using skill 2, which was the no obstruction essentially. It was possible to attack God of Destructions without Xeno assistance, so we made the adjustments. The compensation for EX tokens kind of max limit holding was changed as well. Shu, which was mistranslated, was actually fixed. So now again, it applies marked to enemy heroes in range, which is what Shu is supposed to do. Before it said that there's all defense down and movement speed down. That is not the case. Shu is basically just like a hit counter. And I think a lot of people weren't aware of that because he was mistranslated. But now that is actually adjusted. Along with that, there are actually extra trial heroes here. So you could use 6 trial heroes in total. And they are adding tier 1 characters. So you see hit right there is a character added to this trial. But again, let's take a quick look here at... I think I want to see the Gammas real quick. So let's just take... All right, y'all. So we're taking a quick look at Gamma 1 and 2's new abilities in terms of their adjustments. So we know that Gamma 2's HP was decreased and Gamma 1's HP was increased. We see Gamma 1's HP just like a level 12 right here. It seems like pretty okay. I mean, we can compare it to an ally Goku specifically. Let's go ahead and get Goku over to level... I guess level 12 will be a comparison as well. Why not? It is still smaller than a lot of the other heroes, but keep in mind that Gamma 1 does have the option to get extra HP. So there's this extra HP that does carry over to Gamma 2, as we see. So it doesn't last for the longest amount of time, but we'll definitely take it. Now you can see Gamma Impact, again, is now a 7, or it went from a 7-second cooldown to a 5-second cooldown. So we bring out Gamma 1 right here. By the time the move ends, it's already a 3-second cooldown basically. So this is really, really quick that you're able to use this over and over and over again right there. And it does give quite a bit of HP. Honestly, it's 20% at max level. So this could be really, really good, honestly. Now the damage itself was decreased, but the HP gain was increased to 5 seconds in total. And now at level... Well, level 3 is always 20%, but at level 1 and 2, it is now 5% extra. So that's going to be really, really good for early on performance and making sure this guy's able to kind of help himself sustain a little bit in team fights. I think this could be very valuable for both of the Gammas because, again, you do keep this HP between switching the two. And look at that. Again, we can see Gamma 2's damage is actually really, really good as well. Another thing is that the Gamma 1 end lag delay basically is now from 24 frames to 20 frames right here. So again, time between end of attack and ability to perform actions was decreased by 4 frames in total, which is really nice. And you see we're able to move a little bit faster there. One of the big issues with the Gammas was that, you know, after the attack ends, there's a little bit of a end lag. Now you don't really have to worry about that as much, which is really, really nice. Now we can talk about skill 1, which is the Gamma Strike. Again, the strike damage was increased by quite a decent amount, both the explosion and the strike damage. So again, this is a Gamma 2 without any snowball stacks. Now this is Vegeta without any build-up whatsoever, but we could see right there, he almost did half of this Vegeta's health. Now in return, Gamma 2 does have lower HP, but he does do the extra damage. And I mean, it's pretty good, honestly. So we can see that, and then after that, the explosion does take a little bit longer to come out. Again, time between third hit and the explosion was increased from 5 frames to 15 frames. But the time between activation and dash was decreased from 17 frames to 13 frames. So it's faster to bring out the attack in general and start things off, which is really, really nice. And the distance of separation from enemy after you hit the third hit was decreased from 1.15 meters to 0.5 meters. So you stay closer to the enemy after this, which means that you can very easily follow up. And Gamma 2's rush attacks were also buffed from 45 damage per rush attack to 50 damage per rush attack, which is, we'll definitely take that, right? So that's really, really cool. Well, maybe it's not per, but like it at least, it says damage increased from 45 to 50, so we'll definitely take that. But I mean, overall, I do like the Gamma's buffs. They seem like they're going to be really, really nice now. And, you know, skill 3, always liked it. The ultimate was always pretty good, so I think this could be really nice. And we can see the extra HP here with this. Look at that. That HP gain is really, really cool. So let me know what y'all are thinking about these buffs for the Gammas and just everything that's coming to Gekishin right now. I clicked on the wrong button. One training. But I guess we can finish things off by looking at the banner here. Again, God Toppo's emotes are available. Everything's pretty cool right here. So I appreciate y'all. And of course, I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.